There are quite a few films, so for those who want to experience them in the order they were released, here's how. The timeline is fairly straightforward, with only a few of entries having a different placement in the timeline. The near-decade-long story begins in a wholly unique fashion with Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. Despite a Justice League being in the title, this is a storyline about the Flash through and through. Just like the comic it's named after and the upcoming feature live-action feature film, the story follows Barry Allen as he travels back in time to save his murdered mother. Barry succeeds, but at a grave cost, as the world he has now created features a homicidal version of Batman and a deadly war between the Amazons and the Atlanteans, led by warmongering variants of Aquaman and Wonder Woman. With the timeline being reset after the events of Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox, a world now exists where the titular team of heroes was never founded. That changes in the events of Justice League War, where the infamous Darkseid has sent his horde of parademons in an attempt to invade Earth. Knowing full well that Darkseid is a threat that no metahuman can face alone, a group of like-minded heroes forms the Justice League. James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Universe is already confirmed to introduce Batman's son to live action with the Brave and the Bold, but this is another storyline that the DCAMU got to first. The first solo outing for the Caped Crusader in the animated universe, son of Batman, sees Bruce Wayne becoming a father and mentor to Damian Wayne, the child that Bruce's former flame, Talia al Ghul, kept secret from him. She's only told Bruce now because Talia's father, the great Ra's al Ghul, has been murdered by the deadly Deathstroke. Now with the League of Assassins at his command, Deathstroke is setting his sights on Batman and the vengeful young man who has become the new Robin. Justice League War was certainly an exciting team-up story, but one face who was notably absent from the team's lineup was the ocean-dwelling Aquaman. It turns out, the reason for this is that Arthur Curry in this timeline is entirely unaware that he's the heir to the Atlantean throne, but it's a birthright that he'll need to claim when his brother, Ocean Master, declares war on the surface. With the help of the Justice League, Queen Atlanna, and Lady Mara, perhaps Arthur will be able to ascend the throne and accept the noble title of Aquaman. That figure was none other than Talon, an elite member of the infamous Court of Owls, a shadowy organization of Gotham City's elite who wish to control every aspect of the city. Damian is still struggling as the new Robin, with his years of training as an assassin conflicting with his father's staunch stance on no killing. When Damian is offered membership in the Court of Owls, it sets up a massive conflict between Batman and Robin, one that could easily strain their relationship forever. Batman's story continues in Batman Bad Blood, but things start strangely as Bruce Wayne goes missing. Filling the bat boots in his stead is not Damian Wayne, but Dick Grayson, leading the former Robin to take Damian under his tutelage. The Batman-shaped void in Gotham is also filled by two other Bat-themed heroes in the rebellious Batwoman and the mysterious Batwing. Together, they aim to solve the mystery behind Bruce Wayne's disappearance and found the historic Bat family in the process. Damian Wayne is still causing trouble for Batman and his fellow Justice League members. As a new method to help his son grow up, Batman sends Damian to spend some time with the Teen Titans. This version of the team, intended to train the next generation of the Justice League, consists of Cyborg, Nightwing, Blue Beetle, Raven, Beast Boy, and Starfire. Damian's residency with the Titans goes on longer than expected when Raven's demonic father, Trigon, possesses the members of the Justice League, turning the heroes into his unwilling minions. Now the Titans will have to put aside their childish differences to save their mentors from the demon's possession. Before James Gunn brought all manner of blood and gore with his DC film debut, The Suicide Squad, Task Force X had another mature adventure in the DC animated universe first ever R-rated feature, Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. Commanded as always by the ruthless Amanda Waller, the lineup this time consists of familiar faces like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang, but also some new additions like Bronze Tiger, Killer Frost, and Copperhead. In the film, Task Force X is given the seemingly impossible mission of executing Vandal Savage, a several thousand-year-old warlord who is said to be immortal. There have been many attempts at bringing Justice League Dark to live action, none of which have panned out. However, the supernatural division of the League did get its time to shine in an animated feature of the same name. When an unknown magical threat proves more than the core Justice League can handle, Batman recruits paranormal investigator John Constantine. With the help of some other supernatural allies in Zatanna, Deadman, Etrigan, and Swamp Thing, they may just be able to repel this powerful threat. In this movie, the Titans are back for an adaptation of one of their most iconic storylines. Also back to cause trouble is Deathstroke, who has been hired by Brother Blood to abduct the Titans so that he can steal their powers. Now featuring a new member in Terra, the Teen Titans will need to use their brains, brawn, and the help of their new teammate to outmaneuver their arch-nemesis Deathstroke and stop whatever Brother Blood has planned. Is Superman's first solo DC animated universe outing also his last? Well, the title of The Death of Superman certainly seems to imply that's the case. Anyone familiar with the comic of the same name knows that this is historically the story where Superman meets his match against Doomsday, a monstrous extraterrestrial who is motivated by pure rage and bloodlust. Whether this tale goes down as the day Superman meets his end or not, at least he will be doing so alongside his teammates and friends within the Justice League. Despite his best efforts, Superman does indeed die at the hands of Doomsday. This is crushing for the Justice League and Clark Kent's beloved Lois Lane, but a cause for celebration for the Man of Steel's nemesis Lex Luthor and any other threats who wish to do what they want with Earth. Things get complicated for both sides when 4 people lay claim to the mantle of a Superman: the noble Steel, the powerful Eradicator, the young Superboy, and the suspicious cyborg Superman. After helping the Justice League stop evil, John Constantine returns for another demonic adventure in Constantine City of Demons. This time, Constantine travels to Los Angeles to help a fellow paranormal investigator named Chaz Chandler, whose daughter, Trish, requires an exorcism. The demon that has taken control may not just be putting her life in danger, but all of Los Angeles as well. Batman's final solo film in the DC animated universe is also his most ambitious, with Batman Hush throwing some of the biggest names from the Caped Crusaders rogues gallery at him. This includes Catwoman, Scarecrow, Bane, Poison Ivy, and even the notorious Joker, just to name a few. However, all of these figures from Gotham's criminal world pale compared to Hush, a new Gotham bad guy who somehow knows some of Batman's deepest and darkest secrets. Wonder Woman finally gets her time to shine in Wonder Woman Bloodlines. First, we get to see the Amazon's origins, including her first meeting with Steve Trevor. It's not long after that before we get to see Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor return to the reclusive Amazonian home of Themyscira, which is now being threatened by various villains such as Dr. Cyber, Dr. Poison, and Cheetah. The last film in the post-Flashpoint DC animated universe timeline, Justice League Dark Apokolips War, is a finale well worth watching, as the heroes of the Justice League Dark, the Bat family, and more unite against their most challenging threat yet. Years after the events of Justice League War, Darkseid returns to Earth to finish what he started, and now the League must band together to put an end to the galactic tyrant once and for all. And that's it for the DC animated universe. Spanning a decade of storytelling, the animated film franchise has managed to earn its place as one of the best comic book adaptations of all time. Thanks for watching the video.